Looks like we're having an error with Facebook, maybe live on YouTube. Let's give it a second.
Okay.
Okay, I think the YouTube is live. Facebook is loading. Let's let it think. Maybe. All right, we are experiencing some errors with Facebook, but we're live on YouTube. Let's go with it. We can see if Facebook will retry again in a second.
All
Hi,
right.
everyone. Welcome back to What's Up Wednesday. My name is Rachel, and I'm on the client success team here at Early Learning Ventures. And today we've got Ty Johnson back with us for our part 3 of the Wellness and Wellbeing series. Welcome, Ty. Thank you
Hey,
for
hey,
being
hey,
here.
hey. Hello, everybody.
Yeah. Awesome. In case you missed our last 2 episodes, I definitely want to make sure you go back and watch those maybe after we get off here because we don't want you to miss any important information. And this has been such a great series so far and really excited to wrap it up here today. All right. Thank you to everyone who's joining us live as well. If you have not heard of Early Learning Ventures before, we are a 501c3 nonprofit based out of Colorado, and our mission is to expand access to quality and affordable childcare. So I have links in the description of this video where you can find our website as well as our various resources offered. And on our website, you can also access our full What's Up Wednesday playlist. So that's where you can go to watch all of our What's Up Wednesday episodes, but also part 1 and 2 of this wellness and well-being series. I also have links in the description of the video for some incredible resources that Ty has provided us. And if you have any questions about anything that we've talked about, you can put them in the comments here on this video. But Ty has also extended her office hours. So if we can dig deeper, have a listening ear, a thought partner, that's an option as well. And that link is in the description of the video. I also wanted to announce our Colorado Gives Day campaign has wrapped up for this year. So thank you so much to everyone who has participated. You have made a lasting impact on the lives of young children and their early education, and your support is so greatly appreciated. Whether you yourself donated or if you supported just by spreading awareness or participating in the trivia week, it does not go unnoticed, and we really appreciate it. We're also currently hosting a giveaway for our existing Alliance Core users to win a 1-year scholarship. So to be entered to win this giveaway, we are asking that you add a comment to our What's Up Wednesday videos answering this question. What do you do to take care of yourself outside of work? So this is a perfect time for self-reflection and to dive into what brings you joy. And especially as we'll be going out throughout this series and maybe wrapping up today, you might learn some new habits or find some new tools and resources or just get those gears turning to explore some new options. If you're not already familiar with Alliance Core, because that giveaway is for our existing Alliance Core users, but you would like to learn more, that link in the description of this video that takes you to our website is where you can go to get a free demo, and we would love to connect with you and show you around the system. All right, so today, as I mentioned, today is our final installment of our Wellness and Wellbeing series, and we want to focus on translating insights into action. So join us today as we reflect on this journey and celebrate progress and outline some next steps. So let's get started, Ty.
All right.
We're just going to dive right into it. What are some practical ways to reframe the question, how are you, into something more meaningful and engaging in our daily interactions? That's something that comes up, you just see someone in passing. How can we reframe that?
Absolutely. Great question, Rachel. And I think we need to remember as a society when someone says, "How are you?" we have gotten into that habit of saying, "Oh, fine, all is well." And the key thing here is even in passing, we have this brief opportunity to create rapport. And rapport is an opportunity to have this quick back and forth. And so we want to consider utilizing this opportunity to ask an open ended question. And it sounds simple because it is. How are you is wonderful. However, when we think about the opportunity to get in sync with someone, we're really looking to ask the question that dives one step deeper than how are you? So, like something maybe like, what has been the most memorable part of your day today? What's making you smile today? Ooh, what made you pick that shirt and that pant set to wear? Wow. simple things like that helps us get into this practice of reframing. And when we reframe, we actually become more present and more mindful in the moment. So it allows us to connect differently to the people we're passing by and or engaging in conversation with. So creating that good rapport with someone allows us to really have that moment of empathizing with the other person through an open-ended question. Cool shirt. Huh, where'd you get that? Wow, that color really captures your eyes. I wonder what else you do that brings you joy today. Or when you woke up this morning, what was the first thought on your mind, right? Like these are other ways to reframe and ask, how are you? What do you usually do after work? What do you do to recharge, right? Just showing some type of other interest or genuine interest allows us to dig a little deeper, even for a second.
I love that because, yeah, like you said, even just for a second, that is such a small and simple change, but it lets the person know that you are opening up the door for a conversation there. Because it's so, you say, "Hey, how are you?" The other person just says, "Oh, I'm good." And even if somebody asks me, "How are you?" and I say, "I'm good," I might not necessarily be good in that moment, but I don't know if
Right.
that's an open invitation to really share? And so just changing like just what you said there, what is something that made you smile today? That's
Oh,
something that we can really easily ask that opens the door up for that other person to really elaborate and get to share. But also, I know we're all busy, and that's not necessarily opening up the door for a long conversation, but it's just a little bit more engaging and a little bit more back and forth.
exactly. Even asking someone like, what got you in the mood today for the lunch that you had? Like simple questions that
Yeah.
allows more conversation, because as that more conversation comes out, that person is going to feel seen and heard, and that opens up connection opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. So when we're building this support system and trying to change our language and the way that we communicate, what are some questions that can help foster trust and openness with those around us?
Yeah, again, when we're thinking about fostering trust and openness, um, we have to really be just intentional with our behavior, right? Like, and we have to be authentic and we have to be in that moment. So it's not just our words, it's also our body language, right? And so if I am really engaging with you, Rachel, and I'm like, wow, what's behind that smile today, Rachel? I can't be like, what's behind that smile today, Rachel? I want to make some eye contact. I want to be present. I could possibly even lean in, right? I get this opportunity to become in the same space as you are through questioning, right? Again, open-ended questions. And I think that it's really important for us to remember that being present and giving attention is a behavior that can encourage engagement. It changes the way a person experiences a question, right? Um, I can tell you that something may be a part of my daily routine, but if you're busy typing away, then I'm gonna feel like I don't matter. Or if you're
Mhm.
busy fidgeting or doodling or doing something else, then I don't know that I actually have your attention. So I might not share as much as I would have shared if your body language or your eye contact or your leaning into me shows me that you are present, even when it's just a brief interaction. It's so possible.
Yeah, you're right. That is so important, and that's it's one thing to reframe your questions and to try to openly communicate and ask open-ended questions, but body language does play a huge part in that.
Mhm.
So, what are some ways that we can celebrate small victories as part of showing up for ourselves? And as we're all start maybe just learning something new from this series and starting on this journey, or maybe somebody who's already in it. How can we really create a space to check in and reflect on our progress made?
Absolutely. I think that one of the things we must remember is how personal wellness is. And so, what is personal to me about the wellness that I'm doing automatically tells me that, hey, this is worth celebrating. And so, doing little things like adding 5 extra minutes to my social media time, actually, scrolling through social media, or giving myself the opportunity to say, you know what? I am on the path of creating this victory for myself. And so I am going to pause and I'm going to say, wow, these are the things that I've accomplished through the steps that I'm following that allows me to stay motivated. It allows me to stay focused on achieving the next step, right? So, like, I'm really trying to celebrate the small victories in a way that allows me to be intentional about my next step also. So not only am I creating this space to check in with myself and be like, wow, that was really well shared, or that was really well said, I'm also reflecting and saying, as I was saying this, well, these things popped up in my mind. So I'm also writing those things down. And this is a winning moment. We have to keep in mind that this is personal, it's special, but it has to also become routine.
Mhm.
Just as our negative thoughts build up, our positive thoughts build up even greater, right? We have this unique opportunity to have this positive self talk, to say, this winning moment is a breakthrough for me. I am on the road to lose 15 pounds, and I just lost 2 pounds in 2.5 weeks. I'm going to take a bow. I am going to slow down and say, you know what? I'm going to shift my thinking. This is for my well being. And kudos to me. I'm going to go out and I'm going to get that new sweater that I've had my eye on for a week.
Mhm. Oh, that's amazing. And you're right. It goes back to what we've talked about throughout this whole series is this journey is always evolving. Wellness and well-being is always evolving. So you have to celebrate those small victories and you have to self-reflect and be proud of yourself, but you also have to remember that that's not the end of the road. Just
Yes,
because you had a success and you should celebrate it, but you have to keep going too. And it's gonna there's gonna be more and there's gonna be more tough days too. And
absolutely.
yeah,
And
it's
keeping in mind that it's just a moment, right? Like, we
yeah.
change from moment to moment, and that moment doesn't have to define everything else. It is an opportunity for us to say, wow, this happened, and I wonder what could happen next. One of the best advancements that I think we have made as an organization, our leadership and talent development manager, she has created these intentional reminders on our calendars that allows us to take 25 dedicated minutes every week to actually celebrate. It's been powerful. We got the opportunity to learn how people like to be celebrated, as well as create the consistent time and space to actually celebrate. These are small things that we can do that actually impacts our wellness and our well-being
Yeah.
endlessly.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that's something that anybody can implement, whether in a workspace or just amongst your family. Like I have a group
Wow.
text going with my family, and that's something that we can do is really intentionally set aside that space and time to reflect on those accomplishments.
I'm so glad you mentioned families. I think it is so underrated creating family habits that add to your well being and your wellness. Meal times,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh my goodness, sharing a meal without your electronics or without the television is so powerful. It allows this authentic space for connection and inclusion and harmony and joy and just sharing about your day. And you can also do that with your friends. Like, you can have a group chat, you can have a special day out of the month that you go to lunch, right?
Mhm.
And this opportunity for connectedness is what allows us to really be well.
I love it. So, Ty, where do we go from here? What are some next steps?
You know, I think one of the most important things to think about when we talk about next steps is it doesn't have to be big. We said this before, I'm gonna say it again. One small step. So, the very first next step could be actually reviewing some of the information that we've shared. That could be a simple next step. You review the information, you jot down something that refreshes your memory, and then Maybe you come back to it, you make a connection with it, and then you choose to mobilize it. Whatever that one thing is, right? In addition to that, you can choose, find an accountable friend, find someone who also is working on their wellness and their well being. Become connected with them in a way that aligns with your values and your attitudes and your beliefs around well being and wellness, and create what we call a positive contract with them. You two are now in agreement to support each other and be accountable to each other. Self assessing is personal. Again, I go back to that wellness wheel. You have to consider, what dimension am I willing and ready to work on right now? What is important right now? You don't want to try to tackle it all at once. Pick one. Start small, start intentional, be targeted with your efforts. And who knows, at the end of it, you're going to create a wellness plan that can actually add you benefit to your overall well being.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's a small actionable step that we can all take, and we can help others take as well in our circle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Ty. I have so appreciated getting to share this space with you and getting to learn and share and help others learn and grow on this journey as well. Do you have any final thoughts to leave us with?
Just a couple quick thoughts.
Yeah.
Remember, wellness is personal. Embrace it, nurture it, and take care of it. It is not a sprint nor a marathon. It is a lifelong journey that you get to choose to acknowledge and identify and act upon. I have this thing I call minding the gap, GAP. Grace, awareness, and practice. Grace, refocus our movement. Awareness, reframe our perception. And practice, be accountable to yourself to repeat those healthy behaviors.
I love that. Thank you so much. I have been getting nonstop error messages with trying to get this to go live on Facebook. So I apologize. We are live on YouTube, but we'll make sure that the recording gets posted on Facebook so that no information is lost. And we've got all the resources in the description. And if there's anyone watching that has questions or wants to dive deeper, I really do encourage you to reach out to us. We are opening up this space for conversation here. So take advantage of the opportunity.
Absolutely. Hope to hear from someone.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Ty. I hope you have a good rest of your day. And also thank you to everyone else who's joining or watching. I hope you have a good rest of your day as well. And we will see you next time.
All right. Be well.